Well, let's go ahead and get started with some quick introductions. My name is Aimee Peng, and I'm a product manager here at Lattice. I've had the privilege of working on a number of talent products, including compensation, calibrations, talent reviews, and succession planning. So very happy to hear that you guys are excited to see it. I'll go ahead and pass it over to Malvika.
Hi, everyone. My name is Malvika, and I'm a product manager here at Lattice as well, and I'm currently working on some of our AI products. Over to Mia.
Yeah, my name is Mia. I lead our talent development team here at Lattice. I'm not on the product side, but we work really closely together, and it's a privilege to be here.
Oh, great. Well, before we get started, let's take a quick look at the agenda today. We'll start by recapping some of the really exciting releases we've had over the past couple of quarters. Then we'll get into some of the super exciting releases we have coming out shortly after this conference. So you may have heard a little bit about some of them in our keynote earlier this morning, but in this session, we'll go into greater detail on some of the specific features. And luckily, we have Mia here to provide her expert perspectives and insights. Finally, we'll wrap up with some sneak peeks into what's coming to Lattice in the future as well. So with that, I'll pass it over to Malvika for a quick look back.
Thanks, Amy. So I'm really excited to share a lot of the features that we launched this year. But before we get started, I do want to share that this year, Lattice's main focus has been on building products that help build highly engaged and highly performant teams. And you'll see that with the breadth of experiences that we launched across our talent suite. Starting with performance, we launched talent reviews as well as many calibration enhancements. These experiences were really geared to help our people leaders reach consistent and fair evaluations more systematically and more effectively. We also launched a set of experiences within our compensation module to make the experience more configurable and to really understand the needs of your company's compensation philosophies so you could map that into our own compensation module. We launched the ability to run Lattice in Spanish, so the platform scales as your people programs scale internationally. And then lastly, Lattice AI. We launched a set of experiences related to performance summaries, engagement insights, as well as the most recent writing assist to help augment your employees, managers, and HR teams' workflows to really make the experiences a little bit more efficient in a more thoughtful way, so you can more thoughtfully deploy AI across your talent management workflows. Mia, curious if you've had a chance to use any of these experiences at Lattice.
Yes, we've used many of them, and one of my most favorite is the engagement survey insights. So previously, me and my team, we had spent hours and hours and hours manually coding every single engagement survey comment. And this year, we were actually able to use the engagement survey insights, and AI automatically created these beautiful engagement themes, which allowed us to get our results back to our employees and our leaders much more quickly with very targeted focus areas. So it was incredibly impactful. And in addition to those AI features, our employees and managers are now starting to use these as they summarize their feedback that they've received all throughout the year as they're writing their performance reviews. So it's really bringing more focus and time back to have these really meaningful performance conversations. So we're thrilled.
That's huge. And it's like Lattice has definitely been using a lot of our experiences. We've also seen that at least one of our features is used by 60% of our customers. So that's huge to see. And then also within the experiences, looking at writing assistant specifically, we've seen people who've turned that experience on are actually submitting more feedback within their workforce and encouraging a culture of more continuous performance. We've actually seen folks that turn writing assistant on, there's 30% more feedback entries submitted at the company. So that's democratizing the act of actually delivering praise or constructive feedback to your coworkers. We also have been partnering with our design partners like Figma, and they've really helped in terms of designing the experience. But what we've heard is that managers there have really saved almost 30 minutes per review or more. Shout out to Ali, who's here right now. And managers that were skeptical of the experience beforehand have also been pleasantly surprised with the ability for it to really maintain its tone and authenticity in the rewriting. So really exciting releases this past year.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, all in all, it has been an incredible year. As someone else pointed out earlier, it's been an incredible, spectacular year for innovation. In fact, we've actually released 180 updates so far this year, both big and small, all with a focus of helping you create high-performing cultures and foster employee growth. So from things like advanced analytics to smarter compensation tools, all of these features were built with one goal in mind, which is to make work feel more meaningful. And with that, let's get into some of our fall releases. First, let's talk about the performance module. So performance is part of the most used features of Lattice, like performance reviews, calibrations, manager tools. And so we're really excited to say we're actually expanding the coverage of performance functionalities with the release of promotions. This week, actually, you'll be able to include promotion nominations as part of your performance reviews. Using Lattice Promotions provides a more secure way for you to collect promotion nominations and promotion approvals that would otherwise be living in spreadsheets, Word docs, email, what have you. And we're really excited about this because now you can actually manage all of your performance processes from reviews, promotions, calibrations, all in one work stream. And with that, let's get into a demo. Awesome. Some of you may have seen a little bit of this earlier this morning. Thank you, Ben. So let's imagine that we are a performance review admin getting ready to launch their performance review cycle. I can go ahead and opt in to include promotion nominations as part of my cycle. Once you do that, you're able to select a custom promotion nomination template that's tailored to your org. So whichever questions you need to ask to make sure that people are performing at the next level or have met certain requirements of tenure, you'll be able to customize that just how you would be able to customize a review template normally. You can also add people as promotion approvers. So a really great use case for this is in case you want certain department heads to be involved in the approval process, or perhaps your people partners. Once you get all of your promotions set up, let's take a quick look at the manager point of view. I'm currently logged in as a manager, Dulce, and he is a sales lead. He's interested in promoting one of his employees, Ashlyn, and it's a really simple process. He simply has to click nominate, and that brings up that custom template that we talked about earlier. And again, you can have as many or as few questions as needed for your organization. Once you complete the promotion template and submit it, you'll be able to track the progress of the promotion. So you'll see here it's in submitted status, and you'll actually be able to review that promotion template that you had submitted. So if you do have any conversations later on where you need to go back and review what you wrote, you'll be able to see that right in here. Next, let's look at the department head persona or manager or managers. In this case, you're not only able to track your own promotion nominations, but also the promotion nominations of other people, your indirect reports in your org. So kind of returning back to that first manager, Dulce, you'll see here that here's a submission for Ashlyn. You can click into those promotion nominations and review all of them and even download them for your records as well. So as you're getting into those approval conversations, you'll have access to everything right in Lattice. Instead of having to dig through different Word docs or make sure you have the right sharing permissions, everything's taken care of in Lattice. Now that we've gotten our promotions submitted, let's talk about the approval process. So in this view, I'm actually looking at it as an admin, but if you were one of the department heads or one of the business partners who were added, you'll also have this view. You'll see here that I can access all the promotion nominations that have been submitted to date, and you'll also notice that some of them are still in draft. Maybe some of them are still missing, so we'll talk about that in just a second. But of the ones that have been reviewed and approved, you can go ahead and select approve or denied so that you can mark those. And then if you do have outstanding promotion nominations, you can customize a reminder to managers who may have not submitted yet so that you can keep your cycle going. So here we go. We're writing our little reminder. Hey, you have 5 days ago. Let's make sure you get those in so we keep that cycle moving. That's the end of the promotions demo, but before we move on, I want to ask Mia, what are your thoughts on including promotion nominations in performance review cycles?
So excited. It's like the holidays came early. But like us, over 60% of our customers run a promotion process within their talent programs. And as Aimee mentioned, it's really difficult to keep track of different spreadsheets and Google Docs and permissions and the security settings, like that keeps us up at night. So keeping this all within Lattice and keeping it streamlined with your already existing performance review processes is just going to save so much time and administrative burden to allow us as people leaders and our managers and our leaders across the organization to focus on what matters most and not be worrying about share settings. So this is just going to be a game changer, and we're thrilled to use this in our current process that we kicked off this week.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, as Mia mentioned, we're using it internally, and also what's great is that this is available for you to use this week. So definitely keep an eye out for it. And with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Malvika for some upcoming releases for Lattice AI.
For Lattice AI, I'm really excited to share some of the experiences that we have upcoming. Before I do that, I do want to share a little bit about our approach to building experiences within Lattice AI. So our goal is to really help you up-level your employee experiences. We know, and you all know, that employees are already using ChatGPT in whatever creative ways that they can find, and we really want to help harness that energy and help deploy AI across your talent programs, help you build more AI native talent programs in a thoughtful and consistent way, where everyone's not coming up with their own prompt, but it's pre-packaged with subject matter expertise baked in, so it can help you actually deploy AI in a more consistent and reliable and systemized way across your organization, especially within the talent management programs. So with that, this past year, we've launched a set of experiences. One, our engagement insights to really help summarize engagement survey results. Second, our feedback summaries with performance summaries to really help managers build a comprehensive view of all of the feedback individuals have received over a period of time. And then third, our writing assist, which has really been to help up-level the feedback delivery and make it easier for folks to deliver higher quality feedback with ease. Given that, the next investment that we're making is really on career development and helping employees come up with their own personalized growth areas with the help of AI. And we're calling that recommended growth areas. As folks are aware, there's a lot of performance information sitting in Lattice. You have your performance reviews, you have your feedback. You also have, Lattice also really understands your career level and your track and your expectations. So what we're hoping to do is analyze all of that and give you a first draft of potential growth areas that you can invest in to help up-level and grow further in your career. And with that, the real problem, like with summarization, it was like, let's synthesize these insights to your top three takeaways. With writing assist, it was you've gone 80%, let's help you polish it up. With recommended growth areas, it's really getting to that first draft, getting you away from that cold start problem where we give you something to start with so you can have a more you can have a deeper conversation with your manager. You don't have to be staring at a blank screen. With that, Mia, do you want to chat a little bit about the recommended growth areas?
Yeah, this is so important because we know employee development is at the core of high performance and high engagement. And when you're focusing on development, you're going to attract top talent, you're going to be able to retain top talent. Because one of the most noted reasons that employees leave is because they feel a lack of employee development. And so if we can make that process easier, the business is going to win, employees are going to win. It's a win-win for everyone involved. And I know this all sounds really great in theory, but in practice, again, it's that like staring at a blank screen. And so what we've done is remove that barrier and taking insights from performance reviews, from feedback, from grow tracks, and giving you that launching point of here's where you can have the biggest impact on your development if you focus on these 3 areas. And here's how to get started and have a conversation with your manager. I mean, it's going to change everything.
We're ready for it to change. Awesome. So in this example, say you're Samantha, you're a marketing specialist, and you really want to get to that next level. You're figuring out what it will take to get promoted. As you go into your Grow module, you'll see a list of recommended growth areas related to your job function. So here, Samantha is getting recommended to invest in cross-team leadership, campaign strategy, business impact metrics. What she'll also see is why is Lattice AI making this recommendation. She'll see that she's received feedback from her peers or her managers that attributed to this recommendation and potential actions that she can take. as one of those areas resonates with her, and this is the area that she wants to invest in, she can also customize this growth area to be more specific based off of her understanding, her role and opportunities. She can update the description, go ahead and update the specific action items that she wants to focus on. And in doing so, she's really personalized the growth area, used AI as the launching point, but personalized it to really meet the needs of what her understanding of her role in a way that is more specific and personalized to her. And then she can go ahead and share that saved growth area, so it's available for her next one-on-one, maybe with her and her manager, so they can figure out opportunities to actually identify how can she drive that cross-team leadership. And you'll see it here saved as an active growth area that's now Samantha's and for her to own to really drive career growth and get to that next level. Awesome. So that is the experience that we have coming up soon with Lattice AI. I'm going to pivot over to engagement. Our engagement module, how many of you all have run an engagement survey in Lattice, or at least participated in one? I've participated. As you all are aware, right now, when you're running an engagement survey, you see all of the responses are anonymized. And what we're adding in with this upcoming release is the ability to actually launch identifiable surveys. So anonymized surveys are not going anywhere. We are just adding in the ability to also help you track who said what in the engagement survey, so you can help actually personalize the action planning and the deep dive and the survey analysis portion towards the end. With that, let me hop into a quick demo to just showcase a little bit of how this experience works. You start the same way, where you're setting up an engagement survey. You set up the name, you set up the description. And then when you get into the confidentiality section, you actually can have the option now of deciding whether you want it to be an anonymous survey, which is what exists today, or if you want it to be an identifiable survey. The identifiable survey really makes it so I'm Malvika, I've submitted this response. I want the team should be able to associate my responses. You'll also have the ability to preview how an end user or an end employee is going to see this. So in this case, Julia will know that her responses are going to be associated with her name and information. And then if you fast forward, say, a week from now, and you're actually looking at the survey results, you'll see slight differences where within the comments, you'll see Samantha submitted that her team welcomed her to her projects. You'll see Emil's responses separately. You'll also see within the respondents tab detailed deep dives into what each individual responded. So what was Samantha's sentiment? This is really important because it helps you as the analyzer of these engagement surveys see that in this case, Samantha loves working with her manager, but she's really struggled to connect with people at the company. So it gives you that nuance, so you can go follow up with Samantha's manager and really help figure out opportunities to help Samantha feel more connected. With that, over to you, Aimee.
Sounds good. I'll just shift over. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for those awesome walkthroughs. I'm going to switch gears a little bit and talk about compensation. And I'm just curious, does anyone in the room, has anyone used our compensation cycles tool yet? Awesome. Okay, well, I'm excited to see that because we've made a lot of really, really big updates this year that I'll be talking about in just a little bit. This year, we have released flexible budgeting distribution, which was very highly requested by many, many of you. We now are able to send reminders to managers who have not yet completed their compensation reviews, which is also very important to stay on our timelines. We have introduced additional reporting capabilities. So we now have a new dashboard. We have improved visualizations to make it really easy to figure out where your budget's actually going. And we've introduced one of my personal favorites, the custom approval chains. So now if you're an org with maybe matrix reporting lines, or you had a recent org change, or you had managers on leave, it'll be much, much easier to decide who's approving what and when. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and move forward to our latest enhancement, which is customizable compensation statements. So for those of you who may be familiar with the product, you already can send compensation statements to employees at the end of a comp cycle. But now you can better tailor those statements to your organization's needs. So for example, you can better communicate your compensation philosophy. You can change the wording to be more authentic to how your organization thinks about comp. So without further ado, I'm going to hop up and show you how that all looks because I'm very excited. Awesome. So let's imagine that we are a total rewards manager for Aimee Inc. I finished my compensation cycle and I'm ready to configure my statement before we send out all the results to our employees. We've completely revamped the interface for editing a compensation statement. You'll see one of my favorite new updates is that you can actually include your logo at the top of the letter to really customize it and make it feel more personal to your organization. So if I'm Javier and I'm just curious about how it'll look with and without, I can toggle that on and off. You also can remove certain sections of the letter that are not relevant to your cycle. So you'll see here we have cash compensation and we have bonus and we have equity. But if it happens to be a bonus or equity only cycle, you can actually remove entire sections. So it's a little less clutter. And you can actually also remove subsections. For example, if you're running a mid-year cycle that doesn't include promotions, that may not be needed for this particular comp statement. Once Javier is happy with the overall layout of the template, he can actually go further and customize the language in the letter. So in Aimee Inc.'s case, they actually don't call pay increases new base pay. They like to refer to it as new salary. So I can go ahead and rename certain parts of the letter to better align to how my org thinks about comp. And also, you can continue to customize the rest of the letter as well. So if you really want to emphasize just the success of their organization, highlight certain parts in the overall letter, make it feel more personal, he's able to do that as well. So once you're done customizing your comp statement, you can go ahead and preview what it looks like for a certain employee. So here, for example, you can see how it might look for an employee receiving a cash change and a bonus payout and equity. And once that's all set, you can go ahead and hit save, and that allows you to continue on to the rest of the sharing process. That's actually the end of our demos for now, but we have a little bit more for you. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Mia for what's next.
Yeah, I'm just so in awe of everything that's coming. This is absolutely incredible. I can't wait for, how are we going to top this? What else is coming?
Yeah. Well, I can kick that part off. So we are doubling down on our commitment to increase the number of performance management processes that we're supporting. So I heard some excitement for PIPs and succession planning, so let's talk a little bit more about those. Coming later this year, PIPs is a tool that we've designed to help managers develop really clear and actionable plans for employees that might need a little bit more guidance to meet the expectations for their role. So we're really excited about this tool because it helps drive greater alignment between the employee, manager, people partner, and greater accountability because it allows managers to actually track progress against that PIP and make sure that we are actually making progress towards it. The other tool that we'll be launching later this year is succession planning. Succession planning allows you to build a roster of potential successors for critical roles at your org. The reason why I'm especially excited for it is because it actually is going to be integrated with other products in Lattice, including performance reviews, talent reviews, and Grow. So a very clear connection point is if you're exiting your talent review and you have people identified as high potential, high performance, do we have a development plan in place for them? How do we keep them engaged? The other reason why we're really excited for succession planning is because it helps with risk management as well. Like, do we have critical roles? What happens in case of that departure? Do we have an internal pipeline in place to account for that? So yeah, that is some performance updates. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Malvika for some upcoming AI stuff as well.
So who all listened to the keynote this morning? I'm sure you saw the Lattice Assistant. I won't go through the specifics of it, but I will give you another recap of what it's all about. This tool is really there to streamline communication between people, teams, and the workforce. And it's effectively AI-powered search that sits on top of your company documents, sits on top of your Lattice product data. It also connects to third-party learning content systems to help employees get answers to questions that they have automatically. And it also is built in a way that it empowers people teams to really have the visibility and the control, so you can adjust the tone and the language to match your company's needs and philosophies. So the Lattice Assistant is effectively threefold. There's a Q&A portal, there's a training center, and there's a knowledge vault. The Q&A portal is the employee-facing experience that I was just describing, where it follows you across every screen in Lattice. It helps you answer questions like, hey, I just got this feedback. How can I improve? And how can I action this feedback? Hey, what's my company's mat leave policy? And it's really there to be your assistant to help you answer these types of questions and deliver unparalleled employee experiences. Then the training center is really there to help have visibility into all of your questions that are coming in from employees, as well as the AI responses. So you have an opportunity to control their responses and correct where we know AI is not perfect. So there will be a level of just like training and coaching the assistant. And then lastly, the knowledge vault is effectively the intelligence layer of this assistant, where you feed it with information that you want the questions to be sourced from. So as I mentioned, that could include Lattice product data. It could include your own company policy documents, or it could also include third parties that we partner with that have other learning content available as well. I know, Mia, you've been partnering with us very closely, and we're very grateful for the build of this experience, but curious if you had anything to add on that.
It's been so fun to get to see how this is being built, and y'all are thinking about this so thoughtfully. I think the power here is the focus that it's going to enable for our employees. I think we all know that our attention is pulled in so many different areas and ways. Everyone works in many different platforms. And now with bringing this Lattice Assistant into the Lattice platform, it allows employees to stay within one platform for their entire employee experience. They're able to give feedback and also ask for, hey, when's my next PTO plan? When's the next company holiday coming? So that they can then focus on their most high value, highest impact work. And I'm so excited. So in addition, there's more. But wait, there's more. So we're also expanding our global reach. And with that, we're excited to announce several new languages that are going to be launched by the end of 2024. And these new languages are just going to allow us to to enable more employees across the globe in their specific languages, that we can continue to have these high-powered, high-performance, high-engaged teams no matter where they are, and really creating an inclusive environment so that we can adapt to the different languages of our customers. So this is going to be really impactful as it becomes launched.
Great.
Pass it to you.
Yes, so just to kind of remind everyone, we do have our roadmap available online. So if you'd like to see what's next for us, what our priorities are, you can always access it there. We do keep that up to date. And also for our monthly releases, those are available on our Lattice blog. So if you're curious what we're launching just on a more regular basis, please do check that out. Just to wrap up then, just want to thank everyone for joining us here today in person and online. Mia, Malvika, and I will be wandering around afterwards if you want to chat more about any of the releases we talked about today, or you can get more information at one of our demo booths. But yes, just wanted to thank you all for joining us. Really appreciate it. Thank you.